Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Shane, and welcome back to another episode of the Horror Basement. Now, today I have a slightly different video for you guys to go along with the different haircut and the new pair of overalls I got as a Christmas present this year. Today we're going to be doing a book review as opposed to a movie, and we're going to be talking about Carrie from 1974, which is the first novel ever published by King of Horror Stephen King. And this came out, as I said, in 1974, a few years after King graduated from the University of Maine in 1970. Now, this book follows Carrie White. She is described as a short, broad-faced, pimply, generally speaking, unattractive high school senior. So I think both movies really nailed the casting choices for this one. Sarcasm. But Carrie White is taking a shower after gym class, and she gets her period for the first time, and she starts freaking out because she doesn't understand what's happening. So all the other girls point and laugh, and throw feminine hygiene products at her. And the reason that Carrie White does not know what a period is because her mother, Margaret, is a hardcore fundamentalist Christian who believes that sex between married people is still a sin, and that the menstruation cycle, and specifically period blood, is a curse put upon women by God for their wicked ways. So basically, Carrie has been sheltered her entire life and been kept separate for the most part from the other kids, and which has led to her being bullied. But this specific incident in the bathroom causes Carrie to seemingly unlock her latent telekinetic ability that has laid dormant since her childhood. Now, a couple other interesting and important characters for this book is Chris, or Chrissy Hargensen, who is the head bully. And her boyfriend, Billy Nolan, who was played in the original by John Travolta, so he's a greaser type, they get in trouble for, all the girls get in trouble for bullying Carrie and throwing tampons at her and shit. So Chris gets kicked out of prom, she's not allowed to go, and it's her senior year, so she devises, the famous prank, quote unquote, to get back at Carrie, to where they're going to set her up to become prom queen, and then they're going to dump 2 big buckets of pig blood on her. And the other main girl is Sue Snell, who also took part in the tampon throwing bullying, but then felt bad about it afterwards. And Sue's a really interesting character because at the same time she's a rich, popular, preppy girl type, but she also understands that and doesn't like that she is so preppy and that everything's so easy for her. So a lot of her decisions in the book are it's almost like she's suffering from white upper class guilt, and she's trying to atone for that and atone for the things she's done wrong by trying to help Carrie. And she does that by basically making her boyfriend, Tommy, who isn't that interesting of a character on his own, making Tommy take Carrie to prom. And of course they do go to prom, and because of the conniving of Chris and Billy, they being Carrie and Tommy, get elected prom king and queen. I'm not sure how, I guess elected would be the right word, but it's weird because they're king and queen. Yeah, the whole class has a vote, and all of Chris's friends kind of set Carrie up. And of course, they do end up dumping the pig blood on her, which actually, and one of the buckets falls down and kills Tommy. So even if Carrie White wasn't a fucking supervillain with crazy magic, move shit around powers, Chris and Billy still would have been in really big trouble if they got caught, because they just committed involuntary manslaughter, or like an accidental death lawsuit would be on their hands. But they don't have to worry about that because Carrie White locks everybody in the school and burns it down with her telekinetic abilities, and goes on to do pretty much the same to the rest of the town, burning up huge sections of Chamberlain and electrocuting people and setting fire to buildings, and just walking around using her telekinesis to wreak havoc. So one of the main differences between the books and the movie is that the scenes of Carrie White walking around Chamberlain and causing like mayhem, they're way more protracted in the book, to where the movies mainly focus on her they have some, but mainly the confrontation between Carrie and her mother, where her mom's almost like an afterthought, to where Carrie goes home, Margaret manages to stab her, but then Carrie just stops her heart with her telekinesis, and then goes on to do more rampaging. This book had an interesting structure. A lot of the exposition was told not through direct narration like a normal novel, but through excerpts from other like fictional works within the story. Like there's the White Commission, who was like the government agency tasked to look into this, and then there's articles about telekinesis and excerpts from the book that Sue Snell wrote about what happened. So I found it very interesting, better than just like a normal novel where everything's from one perspective, or you're getting narration from like an objective third party. So it's helped with the immersion, and I really liked this book. Now, personally, I thought the ending was too long. Like, after Carrie is already, like, midway through her rampage, I feel like the story could have been wrapped up a little bit more neatly, and I feel like the last 20 to 30 pages is kind of overkill and could have been wrapped up more succinctly. Now, I don't know if that was kind of tacked on to pad the length of the novel, because like I said, it's only between 200 and 300 pages, depending on what edition you're getting. Yeah, overall, I really like this book. I would highly recommend it. It's a good place to start. If you have never read Stephen King, because it is the first, of course. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.